A battle brewing between the city of Ashland and its police chief. Tonight, a look at what's next for the city's top cop.
Is former Missouri Governor Greitens serious about getting his job back? A recent poll suggests an uphill battle.
Plus, a new House bill could mean big changes for landlords and renters in Boone County. This is KOMU 8 News at 6.
Coverage you can count on. KOMU 8 News starts now.
Ashland's police chief remains on paid leave. That happened last week. Tonight, the Board of Aldermen meet for the first time since the mayor's decision. Good evening, everyone. I'm Jem Reed.
And I'm Emily Spain. Thanks for joining us. As the city plans to make an official appointment of an interim police chief at this meeting. Lynn Wolford proposed changes to his police chief employment contract 2 weeks ago. Those proposed changes would be presented at tonight's meeting. There's not one, but 2 community paid for billboards. You're looking at one of them here along the highway, encouraging support for Wolford at tonight's meeting. He will not be there, though, at the suggestion of his attorney. Tune into KOMU 8 News at 9 and 10 for all of the city's announcements coming up tonight.
Wolford has been the police chief for nearly 7 years. KOMU 8's Caroline Dade joins us here in the studio with what led to his disagreement with the mayor.
Today's City Administrator Tony St. Romain sent this release. It says Wolford's leave is pending a job performance review, but it doesn't give any more details about the review. St. Romain says Wolford is still the chief because his contract isn't up until late April. And he said Wolford, like Emily said earlier, proposed a new contract about 2 weeks ago. It's not clear how his leave will affect that. Yesterday, Wolford filed a lawsuit against Ashland and Mayor Gene Rohr. Wolford used to be the city administrator, too, but Rohr fired him in March 2019. In the suit, Wolford says the mayor retaliated against him and violated his right to due process. Some Ashland community members are encouraging support for Wolford because of what they say he's done for the community, like what you see in this video. Back in 2018, the town banded together and voted him as America's favorite crossing guard. In the studio, Caroline Dade, KOMU 8 News.
Temperatures, of course, a little chilly out there right now. Our temperatures in the 30s for a lot of us, and our winds are out from the north, too. These northerly winds fairly calm right now as, again, temperatures at 36 in Columbia, 37 in Kansas City, 39 down for southern Missouri. And we're only about 5 miles per hour with these winds from the north. We have a lot of clear sky, just a few brief clouds now. It's all exiting to the south. You can see even south of Cape Girardeau now for that denser cloud cover. And temperatures will continue to cool into the 20s overnight. Actually, by sunrise tomorrow morning, as you wake up on your Wednesday, we're going to be in the lower 20s, chilly there. We'll warm up close to 40 in the afternoon, and then we're even colder the day after that. As high pressure moves in, we have slight chances for a few flurries. I'll track that, plus we're looking ahead to the weekend coming up.
After state ethics regulators fined former Governor Eric Greitens for campaign violations last week, he claims total exoneration.
With the investigation over, is Greitens setting his sights on taking his old office back later this year? KOMU 8's Daniel Perot has been speaking with political experts. And Daniel, if the former governor wants his job back, he's a steep hill to climb.
Yeah, it will be, Emily. There's very little doubt that the former governor wants to run for office again. In 2018, he resigned after less than a year and a half in office. The question is whether he can get the financial and political support he needs to run. But is it too soon for a comeback?
For the first time in Missouri's history, the governor has resigned from office. Thanks for joining us.
His first go in the governor's office didn't end well.
Let us walk off the battlefield with our heads held high.
Pushed to the brink of impeachment by his own party.
Following a sexual misconduct scandal and a felony charge involving possible campaign finance violations.
His first endeavor into political office ended in disgrace. Now it seems he's ready to try again.
I'm sure he would like to resuscitate his career. He would probably like to burnish his image, improve it.
In recent days, the former governor has been on a media tour.
Here he comes, ladies and gentlemen. His name is Governor Eric Greitens.
In an interview with Jamie Ullman on Ullman in the Morning, he did not rule anything out.
Anything's a possibility.
Despite the coy response, the rumors have been circulating in Jefferson City. Republican consultant Greg Keller says a Greitens run is not likely.
I think there's a huge question as to whether or not Greitens would be able to raise any money.
Last month, a PAC supporting Governor Parson released this poll showing Parson would beat Greitens by 26 points in a potential primary matchup.
It will take a long time for people to forget about the reasons that sort of drove Greitens from office.
If at first you don't succeed, try again.
I think Eric Greitens is disgraced. I think that his name is an epithet, and he is, at this point in time, a laughingstock and a punchline.
But are Missouri voters willing to give him a second chance? Both Squire and Keller say Governor Parson should not be too worried about Greitens. Squire says it usually takes months to put together a gubernatorial campaign. Greitens would have just over a month until the filing deadline. In the studio, Daniel Perot, KOMU 8 News.
It's not often state lawmakers dabble in county issues. However, that's playing out in Jefferson City, and the county in question is Boone. KOMU 8's Stephanie LaChance is live at the Capitol to show us what a new bill would mean for landlords.
If you rent outside the city of Columbia but still live in Boone County, there are currently no regulations on what landlords need to provide for you. This afternoon in the Capitol, lawmakers pushed for a new set of regulations that include things like sewage, heat, and electricity. The Columbia Department of Health says they have received more than 200 complaints about rental properties being unsanitary or unsafe. One realtor in Columbia says Boone County needs to consider what landlords go through as well.
It is heartbreaking and demoralizing to tell these renters and community members that the county has no rental housing standards for landlords to meet.
The neighborhood will be affected, but I assure you the landlord is affected much more particularly and has a much higher stake in the issue. The landlords have property rights and they deserve to be treated fairly and honestly.
The Boone County Sheriff's Department said they are in full support of getting involved if people in the county are suffering from unsanitary or unsafe conditions. Reporting live in the Capitol, Stephanie LaChance, KOMU 8 News.
A crossing guard was struck and killed this morning in Metro Kansas City. Police say it happened outside an elementary school. Paramedics took the crossing guard to the hospital where he died. Police say the driver stopped and was also taken to the hospital.
Coming up, an update on whether Missouri's only abortion clinic can keep its license.
Then an update on an arson case out of Marys County, what court documents say about an attempt to burn down a house.
Colder air is really streaming in from the north now, and it's going to continue.